So today is day 81, and I was just at a meeting and I was thinking about how so seldom do we allow ourselves to just be heard. And by that I mean just being heard without having to fix, without having to do something or look after somebody or stop ourselves from saying something specific, but just being able to talk and be heard. And then on the other hand, how often do we listen and just listen for the sake of listening without having to fix, without having to respond, without having to give feedback, without having to, do something for the other person? How often do we just allow listening to take place, and how often do we just allow somebody to be listened to without having to offer advice or comment? And there's incredible healing that can take place when we are just listened to, solely listened to without that need for response. And also there's a lot of healing and insight that can take place when we just allow ourselves to hear and listen. And that reminds me, just talking of it, reminds me how the world works in such a masculine paradigm. And the masculine paradigm is very much about doing and fixing and solving problems, and that's a wonderful thing in itself. However, I have noticed with a lot of my girlfriends, and I do this, I'm guilty of this, is that when somebody may be going through something hard, and they're not actually asking for advice, they're just asking to be heard. Maybe they're just like feeling shit and having a shit day, and they just need to vent. They just need to basically say it. And women really need to be heard, and we also really need to just talk. We just need to talk. We just need to get it out. We just need to say blah, 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 blah. We just need to be able to do that. And that's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's totally normal, and I encourage it. However, in this masculine paradigm, I've often found with my friends, when I am going through a hard time and I'm not at all looking for feedback, I actually just need them to listen to me. I see a change on their face, and they're thinking and they're digesting and they're going through it, and then all of a sudden out it comes. They want to fix and they want to respond and they want to give feedback, and I do exactly the same thing. So tonight I was just reminded of how important it is just to listen. Just listen. No need for taking care of the other person or giving them feedback or fixing something for them. Just listen. And then also how amazing it can feel when you're just heard. When you can just talk and people just hear you without judgment, without needing to fix, without feeling responsible, without needing to do anything, without needing to respond. And then when you can talk in that space, you know that you can just say whatever you feel, whatever you really, really feel, because you're not trying to look after other people. You're not trying to make sure you don't say something offensive. It doesn't matter, because they're just listening, and they're not there to fix or help or change or feedback or anything like that. They're just there solely to listen. And that is such a healing thing. It's an amazing experience. So I encourage you to listen more without the need to do or respond or fix, and see what that feels like. And maybe also pay attention, and are your friends allowing you to just talk, or are they always insisting on giving you feedback and fixing? Because that's the masculine paradigm, and for us women it doesn't really work very well. And sure, there is a place where we do need feedback, we do need support, we do need insight, and I've needed that recently and I've asked for it. However, when we don't ask for it, it's kind of boundaries are being overstepped. So look for it. Are your friends asking for that feedback that you're giving them? Do they really want it, or do they just want to be heard? Are they just venting because they just need to say, fucking shit, fuck, this sucks? Do they just need to say that? And that's okay. try not to judge them. Try not to take it personally. Try not to want to fix. Because when people are just heard for the sake of being heard, it's amazing. And when we can just come back to ourselves and listen just for the sake of listening, and stop feeling that we have to fix the other person or help them, it can be really empowering for us when we just listen, and it can be really empowering for us when we just speak. So yeah, that was what came up for me this evening, and this is day 81.